cocaine was the worst.
Speaking of, do you realize what's going to happen if Trump can really, you know, which I believe he's going to do, you know, stop this flow of fentanyl coming in from China through our northern borders? He's literally going to make cocaine great again.
I mean, to me, cocaine was the worst. I mean, cocaine is just different. It just, first of all, it's not cocaine. It's partly cocaine, and then it's whatever they cut it with. And it makes you only want to do one thing, which is get more cocaine.
In this clip from Overtime with Bill Maher, we have the Kid Rock, who is on his show, and a few other guests. And surprisingly, Kid Rock does almost very little talking, but when he does talk, he talks very clearly and with a very clear intent. And in this clip, he goes over why politicians and their dumb woke ideas always get roasted, and of course, he roasts them himself as well. So let's just get into the clip of Overtime with Bill Maher. Well, Kid Rock absolutely decimates these woke politicians and makes his points very clear, of course, giving you my unfiltered take as well.
That would bother me a lot. All right. Now that the Boy Scouts of America is just going by scout, oh God, yes. This is right up your alley or somebody. There's Boy Scouts, yes, it's been in the works for years. It's such an onion headline. The whole fucking country is such an onion headline. The Boy Scouts of America, it cannot be called Boy Scouts anymore because it's exclusionary. Like there isn't a Girl Scouts? Like this is some sort of crime against nature that we each...
Yeah, I mean, listen guys, Bill Maher makes a very excellent point here. And Kid Rock is going to get into it here in a second, but I just want to add my opinion first. The Boy Scouts, which is a century-old institution that's helped shape generations of young men, is now too exclusionary. Like... And now they have to say Boy Scouts of America. Like, this isn't about inclusion. It's about erasing anything that doesn't fit the progressive narrative. And honestly, it's just pathetic. What's next? We're going to be renaming the Girl Scouts because it's too gendered? Oh wait, they're already doing that. The Boy Scouts have been around for hundreds of years, teaching boys how to be men, how to build fires, tie knots, survive in the wilderness, and lead others. These are skills that build character, resilience, and independence. But now, because the word boy is somehow offensive, we're supposed to throw all of that away. This is the kind of nonsense that makes people roll their eyes and say, what the hell is happening to this country? Which I'm saying here. And let's not pretend this is about some inclusivity, because if it were, they'd be focusing on improving programs for girls instead of tearing down programs for boys. But no, that would require actual effort and investment. It's so much easier just to slap a new name on something and call it progressive. It's a complete joke. And I really can't say nothing more than that. But of course, I'd love to hear what you think. Is this rebranding necessary, or is it just another example of woke culture gone too far? Let me know down in the comments, but let's go ahead and see Kid Rock's points here in a second.
People are different.
We were just talking about...
It's now scouting America.
In the first segment, we were talking about what are we giving young boys? What kind of structure, what kind of discipline, what kind of education? A lot of those projects are really difficult. I was not in the Boy Scouts, would have probably never made it. But those are difficult. They have to achieve. They have to put forth effort. They have to overcome obstacles. They have to overcome failure. That's part of maturing and becoming a full functioning adult.
Yeah.
And to take that away... is insane to say this is targeted towards young boys, because young boys are different than young girls. And so the approach needs to be
They think
different.
It's funny when you fart in a sleeping bag.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah.
I mean, girls don't.
The Boy Scouts are much better than the Girl Scouts. I have to say, I understand why girls would want to be in the Boy Scouts, because it's a lot more fun. The only thing, really, as a former Girl Scout, that the Girl Scouts had going for them is the cookies. And that's basically it. And the Boy Scouts are doing, like, learning skills and building fires and going camping.
Why can't they institute that curriculum in the Girl Scouts?
No, that's, yeah.
But, I mean, this is the kind of thing that gets
Maddening.
Trump elected.
Yeah.
This is the kind, I've said it a million times here. The Democrats, you lost a crazy contest to a crazy person.
This started decades ago, in my opinion. It started decades ago with timeouts and last place, you know, participation trophies. And sorry to put it so harsh, but it seems to me like we lost a good portion of a few generations of men who've just turned into complete fucking pussies.
It's true.
And I think, honestly, Kid Rock ends off this clip perfectly. We are raising generations of men who are afraid to take risks, stand up for themselves, or embrace their masculinity. And instead of fixing the problem, we're doubling down on the same woke ideas that got us here. And Kid Rock is calling it like it is, and it's a wake-up call we all need to hear. Like, instead of teaching boys to be tough, independent, and capable, we're teaching them to apologize for existing, to avoid conflict at all costs, and prioritize feelings over action. And now we've got young men who are lost, unmotivated, unsure of their place in the world, and instead of addressing that, we're telling them to be softer, quieter, and more in touch with their emotions. Now, don't get me wrong, emotional intelligence is important, but there's a difference between being emotionally aware and being a pushover. We've created a culture where men are afraid to be men and where they're told that their natural instincts are toxic. And I guess the result of that is just a generation of men who don't know how to handle adversity, who crumble under pressure, and who are more concerned with being woke than being strong. And just being completely honest, and this might be just me, I'm hoping it's not, this isn't helping anyone. Women don't want partners who can't stand up for themselves or take responsibility. Employers don't want employees who can't handle criticism or push through challenges. And society doesn't benefit from men who are afraid to take risks or fight for what they believe in. We need men who are strong but compassionate, confident but humble, and capable of leading without dominating. But instead of fostering that and fostering that balance, we're tearing down everything that makes men, well, men, and we're canceling Boy Scouts, demonizing masculinity, and telling boys that their natural instincts are wrong. And then we wonder why they're struggling. We're just simply going to end up with a society that's weak, divided, and incapable of facing real challenges. At least, again, that's what I think. As always, I'd love to hear what you think. Do you think Kid Rock is onto something here? Do you agree with the points that I made? Are we raising a generation of strong, capable men, or are we setting them up to fail? Let me know down in the comments below. Be sure to give us a like and subscribe, and of course, we'll see you guys in the next one.